After we experience some unpleasant event, a failure, a rejection, a disaster, or the loss of a loved one, we naturally contemplate this event. We might think about this event spontaneously, or we might receive many questions about this event that prompt us to reconceptualize and think about this episode. Interestingly, scientists have uncovered two distinct approaches people can adopt to contemplate some adversity. And these approaches are called rumination and reflection. And one of these approaches is actually quite detrimental, and one of these approaches is beneficial. But before I clarify which approach is helpful, I first want to define rumination and reflection. Well, rumination refers to a random sequence of thoughts, memories and images about the events. One thought or image primes another thought or image, and so forth. To illustrate, suppose we were assaulted in the street. We might remember the face or hair of the perpetrator, and this memory might evoke a fear of people, and this fear might elicit the memory of trying to flee, and this memory might elicit thoughts about feeling helpless, and this thought might elicit feelings and memories and images and so forth. And this sequence of thoughts, feelings and memories and images doesn't really progress in a particular direction or follow a specific pathway, but feels somewhat circuitous. Consequently, the person basically re-experiences features and memories of this event many times, and each one of these re-experiences merely embeds the emotions and thoughts and images into their memory. In contrast, reflection refers to a more logical sequence of thoughts about this event, a more structured sequence of thoughts. The person might first contemplate the main causes of this event, such as the failure to tell anyone where they were. And the person might then consider how they could prevent these causes in the future. And the person might next contemplate the consequences of this event. They could then evaluate how they'll address these consequences and so forth. And this sequence of thoughts actually seems more systematic. So which approach is better, rumination or reflection? Well, as you probably guessed, reflection is more helpful than rumination. When people ruminate, they naturally remember painful images and experience painful emotions. They associate these painful emotions with a gamut of different thoughts they entertain. So now all their thoughts about this event are bathed with unpleasant feelings and emotions. And anything evokes these thoughts and memories will thus elicit painful emotions. And this constant experience of painful images and strong emotions are two of the hallmarks of PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. And indeed, rumination is a key source or determinant of PTSD. And attempts to prevent rumination, such as, for example, often playing computer games soon after an adversity, actually have been shown to diminish the likelihood of PTSD. In contrast, reflection does not elicit this sequence of problems. Instead, when people reflect, they focus their attention on logical concepts rather than specific emotional details. Hence, over time, they gradually associate the event more with emotional thoughts, or unemotional thoughts, I should say, than strong feelings. So, how can we encourage people to reflect rather than ruminate? Well, two approaches are often used. First, counsellors can ask individuals to think about the distant future. Counsellors might ask individuals to consider how this event might affect them 10 years from now. And when individuals orient their thoughts towards the distant future, they don't feel as immersed in the immediate adversity. That is, they can almost watch the adversity from afar, diminish the strong emotions that can elicit a cycle of rumination. And second, counsellors can ask individuals to think about, or even write about, the causes and consequences of this adversity, as well as some solutions for the future. And these thoughts are not as tinged with emotional details, and therefore don't provoke rumination. Now often, after experiencing a traumatic event, people naturally speak to their friends and family, but unfortunately some friends or relatives will ask people to recount a lot of the details. They want to know what happened. But if people discuss the details excessively, they're basically re-experiencing a lot of their emotions and memories around the event, only amplifying the uncomfortable memories of this experience.